Hey guys, it's Johnny Jadoki here, and it's about midnight tonight, and I wanted to talk about something that's very, very important to me that people understand about mental illness, and it has to do with personal body image, the lies that the fitness and bodybuilding industry tell people, and understanding what a physically healthy body actually looks like. Growing up, my mom cooked a lot of healthy Korean food. I was pretty skinny growing up, maybe on the weaker side compared to some of the more athletic kids in my grade and in my school. And most of my diet was vegetables, soup, Asian spices, fruit. We didn't eat a lot of fast food or ate a lot of candy because we couldn't afford it. We just could afford to eat based on what we had, which was just foods from scratch. And as I grew older and got more depressed, I started eating out more. But at the time I was doing marching band, which was at the time doing an okay job of keeping me fit and or at least not overweight. And what happened was I started gaining a lot of weight, especially when I started to get on the psychiatric meds. So a lot of people complain about psychiatric medication because it can actually worsen your perception of your body if you don't already have anorexia, bulimia, or some other kind of self-image dysmorphia. For me, I grew up seeing Asians that were skinny, that were tall, that were athletic, and I was slowly not becoming that. I was becoming more fat, obese, sad, depressed, and I thought it was my fault. I thought that I was just going to be fat, but truth be told, it was because of the medications I was taking that can cause that such severe and quick weight gain. So a little skip forward to now. I'm on medication that's causing me to retain weight, but I'm on also another medication that helps me to curb my appetite. So obviously I'm not beach body ready, but I'm at the point where I can fit into clothes that I didn't realize I could fit into because of all the training I do with jiu-jitsu and judo, which goes into my second point, the lies of the fitness and bodybuilding industry when it comes to showing people what they think you should look like. So I'll just say this right now. Fitness is not a 30-day journey. Fitness is not a 90-day journey. Fitness is not a 1-week fad. Fitness and eating healthy and being active is a lifelong thing. If you fall off the wagon, you can get unfit and fat again. And I'm trying to be careful because I know there's people in my audience that accept different body types, and maybe you're a little heavier, or maybe you're a little skinnier, or maybe taller. So I'm not necessarily bashing those people, but to be honest, whenever I was overweight, I was really confused with how I should approach losing weight. Whenever instructionals came out for fitness and all that, especially in the early 2010s and on, I felt like because I couldn't finish those programs, I was just not meant to be fit. And so one of the lies that the fitness industry tells you is if you buy our product and do what we do, you will look like said perfect individual. And that's not how it goes. Everyone has a different body. Even if you're siblings, even if you're twins, everyone has a different body, and it reacts differently to medication, to eating, to exercise, to water intake, everything, and also just your lifestyle. Are you sedentary? Are you at the computer a lot? Are you active? Are you on your feet a lot? And the thing is, the one thing that really discourages people from seeking healthy mental exercising and eating is the fitness industry's expectation that you should look like a bodybuilder at all times. So we know in Hollywood that people are just shredded, they're ripped. People who have no experience doing weightlifting or exercise are suddenly getting into ridiculously good shape in a course of a year or less so that they can be in some movie, right? And people don't tell you that most of those people are on steroids. People don't realize that all this muscular growth or muscular definition is, first of all, it's not necessarily practical. Second of all, it's bodybuilding, especially, it's about aesthetic, not function. So whenever you tell someone who has mental health that this is what Hollywood or social media is trying to preach and this is what you should be, how else are you supposed to feel but bad inside? There's a spread, I'm going to try to put it in the description, but there's a spread from an 1990s Sports Illustrated magazine of all these different athletes who are at the top of their game, and they look totally different from everyone else. A sumo wrestler at the top of their game is not going to be the same size, strength as a ballerina or a swimmer or a basketball player or a hockey player. Even different athletes that have similar aspects to their game still look different. And so the third thing I wanted to mention was, whenever you want to work on yourself when it comes to fitness, the number one thing you should focus on more than anything else is to be mentally and physically healthy. And the physically healthy is actually not that hard to do. So one of the first things is diet, right? People preach all these diets that you have to do to become healthy, to become in shape or not fat or whatever. And the answer is, have a balanced diet. Eat until you feel satisfied. Eat healthy amounts of food. You can have a dessert or a drink every once in a while. And don't pressure yourself to eat all these crazy ways that can be really restrictive and trigger eating disorders in young people, especially women. So the other thing is exercise. So clinically, the definition of moderate exercise that's required to be healthy is 3 to 5 times a week of walking at a moderate pace. That's it. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to necessarily, win 10 jiu-jitsu tournaments or be an Olympian. You don't have to do any of that. That's not necessary. That's not necessary. All that is required is that you do a little bit of walking every day. Go outside, see the sun, or just walk in your treadmill, and that's it. Combine that with just a balanced diet. It doesn't even have to be like super healthy. It doesn't have to be like, I'm only eating greens for 3 years and I'm gonna. No, it doesn't have to be like that. You can eat whatever you want, basically. Just manage your portions, manage the balance of what you're eating, and you can just enjoy food. And the part that should only matter to you is your blood pressure, your cholesterol levels, and all just the other levels in your body. So if your blood pressure consistently is good, if your pulse is good, if your cholesterol levels are good, then and even if you have all that and are not an Olympic athlete, guess what? That's okay. Not everyone has to be an Olympic athlete. As much as I love judo and jiu-jitsu, I do not want to be a world-class competitor whose every thought is competing. It's too much stress on me. So don't put so much stress on yourself whenever you feel like nothing's working with your fitness. Also, weight loss takes time. Weight loss takes time because you may have adapted a lot of different behaviors that led to you being overweight, or it's a medication, and a lot of it is just being patient with yourself, telling the doctors what you need, maybe getting on medication that helps with appetite or diet, making sure that you do the exercise you're supposed to do, making sure you get enough sleep. That's a huge one. I just want to share this because this was on my mind for a very long time. Like, for example, like literally today I woke up and realized that having a slight gut that I do is okay. You know, I wouldn't necessarily call it the most physically defined physique, but I have a gut and that's okay. I can do what I need to do. I can run, I can do jiu-jitsu, I can do judo, I can do all these things, and I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm good enough. Because the fact of the matter is, this is not about whether or not you're skinny. This is not about whether or not you're fast enough, strong enough. This is about how you feel about yourself, your physical image. And I just want to remind y'all, as I'm reminding myself right now, your body is perfect just the way it is. However, you should take care of it still. So let's say you've struggled to keep care of your body for a long time. Your body still matters as much as it did now as it did in the past, but now you need to start caring for it. So going to therapy for those who struggle with eating disorders, starting to intake healthy social media when it comes to the fitness industry, going to a positive gym or atmosphere where you can exercise and feel comfortable. That's all great. That's all things you can do to better yourself when it comes to fitness and health. So I hope this was an informative video. I understand it's late at night, but as I said, this was something that was really on my mind. But thank you so much for watching. I know it's late. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.